Hello and welcome to our new PowerPoint template. The September 2016 update of Infusionsoft. Our theme this month is Simplify and Connect. And if that sounds familiar, it's because we had the same theme last month. And I'll tell you what, we'll probably have the same theme next month because we are super focused on making Infusionsoft more easy and simple to use and making it simple for you to connect with your customers. So simplify and connect. Here's a timeline for today's video. Feel free to skip ahead if you'd like to. But let's go ahead and jump in with some feedback from our partners. By the way, if you need some help with your business, you should look these people up. So we've got Mark, Sam, and Kevin saying, awesome, wow, thanks, brilliant. These new updates totally rock. Kevin says, my favorite in this one is the auto time zone detection. But then Kevin just goes way out in left field. He says, my optimistic naivete leads my imagination to go wild with the idea of being able to set timers in the campaign builder that are set based on the time zone of the recipient. Yeah, okay, Kevin, that would be cool, all right, but come on, no one else is asking for, hold on. Any chance we'll be able to use the time zone for emailing? Hoping we'll move towards email customers based on our time zone. Kevin, I apologize. You may be onto something here. Let me just give you right now the same answer I gave Cindy. That is, we don't want to say too much too soon. I can tell you we don't have any big news right here in the September update, but as soon as we do have news, I will shout it from the rooftops. But I'll tell you this. The partners are a group of great minds, and we also have some great minds here in the building at Infusionsoft, and you know what they say, great minds think alike, so stay tuned. And by the way, Cindy, thank you for the love, love, love. All right, let's look at some feedback from the Help Center. Anyone can go to help.infusionsoft.com, click on Release Notes, choose one of the months, and then click the button that says Tell us how we did. If you give us a high score, we're going to ask you what your favorite feature was, and here's some of the responses we got. Invoices, invoicing, invoicing. As always, good improvements. The time zone feature, and this last one really made me smile. The new email builder is much better than the old one. Yep. Yeah, it is. I totally agree. I thought it was funny someone mentioned this because the email builder beta has been in there for a while, but someone is still affected enough by it to comment right now and say, look, this is way better. Yeah, it's awesome, and it's almost done. Really, I wouldn't be surprised if soon we take off that beta tag and just make it the default experience. Now, if you go to the Help Center and you give us some feedback with a low score, we're not going to ask what your favorite feature is. We're going to ask you what went wrong. I want to show you some of that feedback. Now, out of over 100,000 users, I think we had 7 reported cases of this issue that these people are talking about. So you probably had no idea that it happened. But at first, that simplified campaign navigation didn't work very well if you had really long names in your campaign. And I just want to thank this customer for what she did. She said, I did a video and submitted it as a support ticket. That is so great. Guys, if you run across an issue that's not just an inconvenience, it's obviously Infusionsoft not working the way it should, those support tickets really help us get right to the heart of the issue and fix it right away, which we did here. We fixed it so fast, most of you probably had no idea it happened. So thank you for that quick feedback. By the way, that second comment there says the same thing. The navigation had been updated poorly, but also said the invoice settings are great. So thanks for that. Next, let's hear what Infusionites are saying. These are the people that are working right here at Infusionsoft every day to help your small business succeed. I'm just going to let these comments speak for themselves. We are pretty stoked about how our product keeps getting better month after month after month. It's really awesome. All right, without further ado, here are the new features for the September update. We've got a couple updates to the campaign builder. We have even simpler campaign builder navigation. This is kind of a continuation from last time. We have campaign automation for quotes. The email builder beta footer can now be customized. And in the building settings, we added a bunch of currencies you can choose from. And then in the interactive list view of contacts, we have some updates so that you can view the local time without clicking, and you can edit the language and time zone also without clicking into the contact record. So these are some pretty exciting updates. Let's just start at the top and work our way down. If I happen to skip one, it's not because I'm trying to save the best for last or anything like that. So let's just go through these in order. I'm not picking favorites or anything. First of all, the campaign builder updates. These are going to allow you to automate more intuitively than ever. Okay, here I am in the campaign builder. I'm going to create a new campaign, which I have creatively titled New Campaign. And we'll open up the campaign canvas, and I think you'll notice a couple of differences. Now, right away, you're going to notice this new toolbar over here on the left, but let's come back to that in just a second because, did you notice, the top has changed. We don't have that gray bar below the dark bar right here because the edit and what used to be called performance, but now we're calling it what it is, reporting, are both going to be right here in the same top bar with all the other navigation. And just like I said last time, you can ignore this stealth button. That's just something we use internally here at Infusionsoft. You've got the actions menu and your publish button here. So it all lives right there in one sleek, streamlined navigation bar right there at the top. Okay, now let's talk about this toolbar over here. If you've had Infusionsoft for a while, this might look like we're reverting back to an old way of doing things, but we're really not. We're kind of getting the best of both worlds here. So we used to have really specifically named goals like sign up for newsletter or register for event. But those were so narrow that new users of Infusionsoft would think, okay, well, how do I get like a contact request? Oh, well, then you grab your sign up for newsletter, but use it for something else. So what we did is we consolidated all the goals into one icon that looked like a trophy, right? And when you drag that icon out onto the canvas, you got this kind of complicated pop-up that you had to fill out to figure out what kind of goal you want it to be, what do you want the name to be, and all of that. So we've gone back to some more options here, but they're not so narrow-minded. Now, this is going to blow your mind here, but we're just going to call these things what they are. So a web form is a web form. A landing page is a landing page, and so on. So what you see is what you get, and what's really nice, when you drag this out onto the canvas, look what I have to fill out. Just one field for the name. Piece of cake. So let's say this is a sign up for, look at that, I already typed it. Signed up for newsletter. We'll save that, and I'm good to go. Now keep in mind, a web form is a web form. You know, I used to be able to click this little badge and change it to something else, but we're gonna keep it simple. A web form is a web form. If I don't want that to be a web form, if I'm looking for a tag or landing page, then drag that out, and you've got your landing page. So, you know, when I saw this toolbar, it kind of made me think of my smartphone, right? All the apps are right there. I tap on what I want. If I want something else, I go out and I tap on another one. Really similar concept here. It's really simple. It's right in front of your face. Now, I do want to bring up entry points because if you have, let's say we've got a sequence before and after this web form, right? All right, and I'll hook those up. So we might want someone to enter this campaign right here in the middle. Same way you set that up before is the same way you do it now. Click on that badge, and now Infusionsoft knows there's a sequence before the goal, so it says, hey, do you want this goal to be achieved by just contacting this campaign or by any contact? So you're still going to use that badge for that, but keep in mind if you want to change the goal type, they're all right here, right in front of you. Just grab the one you want and drag it onto the canvas. This is definitely a big case of simplify. Fewer fields to fill out, fewer drop-down menus, it's just right there in front of your face. All right, next let's dive into one of these sequences and take a look at the sequence toolbar. Kind of the same deal, right? Everything is right here, right in front of your eyes. You just grab what you need and put it in place. So no more expanding and collapsing different parts of this toolbar. It's always docked there on the side. It's always open. Just grab what you need and throw it into the canvas. All right, there's one more thing I want to show you, but that's going to require this campaign to be published. So let me mark everything as ready and publish. And by the way, I know I'm setting a terrible example by not naming these sequences, but this is just for a demo, right? So go ahead and publish this campaign, and it goes right to the reporting view. Now, in the reporting view, again, that used to be called the performance view, we had active and historical. Well, that was kind of confusing because I would tell people, go to the performance view and then go to the historical view. And they're like, well, you just said to go to the performance view. So that was kind of confusing. So now we just have edit and reporting. And within reporting is what used to be active and historical. Those all live right here within this dropdown. So the current is what we used to call active. And then for the historical, we had 24 hours or 30 days. Those are all within one dropdown. So there are now only two views of the campaign builder. It's pretty simple. There's edit view and reporting view. In the reporting view, you can see the current state of things or the last 24 hours or the last 30 days. So much more simple. I love this. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to mention. We used to have a little button that had two arrows on it for refreshing the data in the campaign. Now we've got a button that says refresh. So once again, we're calling it exactly what it is. We're really making the campaign builder simple here. All right, next, who wants to customize your email footer? Me, I do. Let's see how we do that. Once again, this is a feature that is so simple, there's not that much to say about it. You go down here to the footer, you click on it, you've got all these fields you can fill out to customize it. So we've got additional footer text, which goes right there. Hello, you have reached the footer of this email. We've got the unsubscribe link pre-text. It's all the text that's going to go before this unsubscribe link. And then the unsubscribe link itself, you can use whatever word you want. Doesn't have to be unsubscribe. And then you got a spot to put some text for afterwards. And then it all gets put together right here in the footer of your email. You can also choose the alignment, left, middle, or right. I don't know why, but I think that right alignment just looks kind of cool. I guess, I don't know, it's sort of a counterpoint to the left alignment of the rest of the email. I just like that. Anyway, it's really simple to use. You can customize your footer, put some legal jargon down there if you need to, whatever you got to do. Okay, next we have added a whole bunch of currencies to Infusionsoft to allow our customers, you, the small business owner, to sell in more global locations. This is part of an internationalization of Infusionsoft that is going to enable us to change the world for small businesses. So if you want to see the list of currencies we've added, just go over here to e-commerce settings. Right here on orders, you've got a drop down that says Currency Locale. I've zoomed in a little bit on that. Let me click there, and there's the drop down with all of the currencies that we support. And by the way, now that we have a larger list, we went ahead and put them in alphabetical order, so it's easier for you to find what you're looking for. Okay, this next one is a very cool simplify and connect feature because it is the simplest way to interact, now enhanced. I'm talking about the interactive view of a contact search. So here I am in the interactive view of my contact search, and let me point out two things that we've changed. First of all, the current time for each contact shows up right there without having to click on their name. And secondly, we've got the time zone and language here. This little pencil didn't show up before, so we can now edit these right here in line as well without having to click into the contact record. So this really simple way to interact has been enhanced to make it even simpler. By the way, when I think about the way that I would use this, I'm thinking, okay, if I want to go through and call somebody, it's nice to know right away what time it is for them before I call them. But it also would be nice if the phone number showed up right here. So quick tip in case you don't know, a lot of you will know this already, but if the information you're looking for doesn't show up by default in the interactive view, just click on Edit Criteria Columns, click over here on Columns, and then just add the columns you want to include. So I would like to include the phone number here. Just click the arrows, click OK, and now the interactive view of a contact search will show the phone number. Juan Cool Guy doesn't happen to have a phone number, but Brett Fairborn does. So I could call him right there, and I know it's 3:57 his time. Okay, this next feature is incredibly exciting, and if you're new to Infusionsoft, you need a little bit of context. So let's take a quick trip down memory lane. You never have to touch that quote again. You never have to worry about the order. It just shows up as paid. You're good to go. This is the same functionality that has existed in the interactive view of a contact search, but now it's available in the full contact record view. From now on, I won't have to edit the default email content, the default from address, or the terms and conditions block. So you can change the invoice title and the tax label. And then we've updated the UI of the quotes and invoices to accommodate these changes. All right, so that brings us to today. I am so excited to tell you how you can automate your follow-up for quotes. I'm going to show you a campaign that I built. As soon as I saw that this new goal type was available in the campaign builder, this campaign sprang immediately to mind. Okay, drum roll please. Check this out. You may have noticed earlier this new goal here, quote status. We'll drag this onto the canvas and give it a name. Save and double click on it. Check it out. You can take action when a quote is sent, viewed, declined, accepted with payment options unavailable, accepted with payment options available but will pay later, or paid. Let me go ahead and cancel and delete this and go back to this beautiful campaign. And by the way, I'm not saying it's beautiful just because I made it or because it looks like a pitchfork or maybe even a virus. It's beautiful because it's so easy. It's the most logical thing you would build with these goals. How exciting is this? I mean, if you use quotes, you send those quotes out and people forget about them, and it's such a pain to follow up and try to figure out, okay, who did I send the quote to? Did they view it yet? Did they accept it? Set up some automation. Thank goodness, right? You send that quote out, give them reminders until they viewed it. They view it, give them reminders until they accept or decline it. They accept or declined it, follow up appropriately. They pay it, apply your customer tags, and start a wow campaign. That is the power of automating your follow-up for your quotes, and I'm really, really excited about it. Let's take one more look at the updates for this month. We've got Campaign Builder updates, even simpler Campaign Builder navigation, and automation for quotes, which is so exciting. Your footer can be customized in the Email Builder beta. In the billing settings, we've got a bunch of new currencies for our friends all around the world. And in the interactive list view of contacts, we've got a couple updates. You can view the local time right there on the list without clicking, and you can also edit the language and time zone right there on the interactive list without clicking into the contact record. So there you go. Those are our features for the September 2016 update of Infusionsoft. Once again, we're helping you to simplify and connect.